Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So in my previous video we spoke about the Primaris Marines and the Dark Angels and the so-called inner war that may be happening with them. But in this video I want to speak about the Blood Angels and their future, basically their future and the Blood Angel successors. We have a book come out called Devastation of Baal, which is set in the new 8th edition timeline with a lot of crazy stuff happening. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. A word of warning, this video does contain spoilers, so if you haven't read the Devastation of Baal, then please go and read it first and then come back and you'll probably make more sense of the video then. Anyway, right, let's jump in and let's get started. So for those of you who don't know, the Blood Angels suffer from something called the Black Rage. And what the Black Rage is that when Sanguinius died, he left this psychic imprint upon his sons. And what that causes, it causes them to basically go a bit insane, a bit mad. And they live Sanguinius's final moments, like they see themselves upon the vengeful spirit. They see Horus. They actually see through their father's eyes because the psychic imprint of his death is imprinted on them, of course. And they live that. Some go completely insane and go mad. Some have to be killed. For those who can kind of handle it and get the rage under control just a little bit, you never really come back from the Black Rage. There's a couple of cases where a couple of people have, but it's very, very rare. You're put into the Death Company and you serve the rest of your term in the Death Company if you're still alive. Now this leads into the main point of the video. There's a dialogue between Dante, who is the chapter master of the Blood Angels, and Gabriel Seth, who is the chapter master of the Flesh Tearers in the Devastation of Baal novel. I've just got to add that Gabriel Seth is probably one of my favourite chapter masters. He gives absolutely no craps about anyone's opinion. If he's got to do something, he will do it. He does not care about your feedback at all. He's amazing. Andy Smiley writes all the Flesh Terror stuff, and I'm really looking forward to the Flesh Terror novel, which was announced at the weekend, which they're going to be getting, so I'm really, really pumped up for that. So Gilliman came and saved the day at Baal, well, of course, and with him he brought a brand new bunch of Blood Angel Primaris, which, I got to reinforce all the Blood Angel chapters and successor chapters that the Devastation of Baal, who basically were just nearly wiped out from the Tyranid invasion. Now, the interesting topic between Gabriel Seth and Dante follows as this, is that Dante says, okay, Gilliman's brought all these new warriors, but the best thing about them now is that they do not suffer the flaws that we have, so they don't suffer from the Black Rage. And Dante is basically saying to Gabriel Seth is that now is the time for we as the old Blood Angels to be replaced with these new Primaris Blood Angels, because they do not suffer the genetic flaws that we do, and they can be the saviors of our chapter. And of course, for those of you who know Gabriel Seth, and I spoke about this before, is that Gabriel Seth does not like Primaris Marines at all. And in this dialogue, I'm actually going to quote it now. He says, "This is salvation, is it?" said Seth. "I say otherwise. I say it is a deliberate action against our Lord's heritage and the work of the Emperor himself." "How can you say that?" said Dante, appalled. "You are too noble to understand," Seth rounded on Dante. "This is not a salvation. This is a replacement." Gabriel Seth absolutely goes off at Dante. He basically sums up and says, without this genetic flaw, these Primaris Marines are not Flesh Tearers. They will bear the colour of the Flesh Tearers, but they will not be Flesh Tearers. He goes into detail about Gabriel Seth controlling his rage of the Black Rage, and that's what makes him the warrior he is, to control that rage and put it into the purpose of destroying his enemies. And what he says is that if these Primaris do become Flesh Tearers and they do take the colours of the Flesh Tearers, then the Flesh Tearers will no longer exist as the Flesh Tearers. They may have the name, they may have the colours, but they will no longer be Flesh Tearers as he truly sees what the Flesh Tearers are. The Flesh Tearers are the rage of the Blood Angels. They are the pure emotion of rage. Anyone who's read about the Flesh Tearers just know they're basically loyalist world eaters. They are that brutal when it comes to their warfare. It goes into a bit more detail about their betrayal, not a boon. Gilliman will want us gone quicker, and his own warriors in our stead. So there's a lot of tension there. Now this leads to some some tricky paths now. Like before we said about the Dark Angels and the Primaris coming in, and maybe some secrets are revealed and the Primaris Marines don't like that. Maybe they'll try and take over the chapter, make it Primaris only. Now you're seeing some of the successor chapters who are also having this reaction to the Primaris Marines. They don't see them as Space Marines, as other Space Marines see Space Marines. They see them as something else, and they don't like them being labeled and put into their chapters. They don't want them there. I know the Space Wolves also have a genetic flaw with the Wolfen. Are they really going to have the same reaction? I know through some of the lore that the Space Wolves don't really trust the Primaris Marines, but they set them on trials and stuff like that, and if they pass the trials, I think like they welcome them with open arms and stuff like that. But if we start getting more Primaris Marines coming into these chapters who had these genetic flaws, like the Wolfen, like the Black Rage and stuff, and they're cured because Belisarius Crawl is fixed all that now. Are these chapters really still Blood Angels? Are they really still Space Wolves? You know, are the Flesh Tearers, like Gabriel Seth said, are they still really Flesh Tearers? Because the things that make them chapters are no longer there anymore. They've been fixed, and does that take the personality now away from what makes those chapters so great with us the fans, and actually in the lore as well? Okay, I think I'm going to leave the video there. I'm going to let you guys think, post some comments, give some feedback. How do you feel about this? If you want to go and read the Devastation of Baal, which I suggest you do, the link is in the description below this video. Go and check it out over on Block Library. It's in ebook format, and you can buy it on hardback, but I don't know when the hardback is. Actually, I think the hardback's out. I'm not too sure, but I got it in ebook format. But yes, and very, very interesting book. I'll be doing some more videos surrounding this because there's a lot more stuff coming out around this book. I might just do like a massive lore video just aimed at this book alone, but it was just this extract that really got me thinking, and wow, okay, there's some serious stuff happening with the Blood Angels and their future at the moment. So I'm looking forward to see where they go with this. I'm loving the Flesh Tearers' reaction to the Primaris Marines. I'm a huge Primaris fan, but the Flesh Tearers basically giving them the middle finger is amazing in my eyes. I love Gabriel Seth and I love the Flesh Tearers, so we'll see where it goes. Right, thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I would love to get some comments on this, so I shall see you all soon, and have a great day. See you now, and bye-bye.